الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. So inshallah today we'll be completing the 21st juz of the Quran, and I want to draw your attention to a surah that we recited yesterday in the 20th juz, which is Surah Al-Qasas. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala at the start of the surah, he starts to mention the story of Musa alayhi salam. And specifically I want to draw your attention to one verse, verse 10, where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he describes the heart of the mother of Musa alayhi salam, and the fact that she had to make a life-saving decision for her baby. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala inspired her. But just to put this verse into context, let's look at some of the background of the story of Musa alayhi salam. Musa alayhi salam was a prophet of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and he was from the descendants of Ebrahim alayhi salam. A few days ago we mentioned that Yaqub alayhi salam was the grandson of Ibrahim alayhi salam. And Yaqub alayhi salam had many sons, and one of them was Yusuf alayhi salam. And Yusuf alayhi salam was the minister of Egypt. Remember the story when the brothers, they came to Egypt. They settled finally in Egypt. So from the descendants of their family comes Musa alayhi salam. Now Musa alayhi salam was from the Bani Israel. And we know Fir'aun, who was a king, but he was an evil king. He was the king of Egypt. He was an oppressor. He used to oppress his people. He used to punish his people. He was unjust with his people. And he used to call himself an ilah, a god. He used to instruct his people to worship him. There's no god other than him. So this is the situation that was taking place in Egypt at the time. And Fir'aun sees a dream. He sees a dream that a boy from the children of Bani Israel is one day going to come and kill him. So because he does not want this dream to become true, he gives an instruction to all of his soldiers that go out and get all of the newborn baby boys and kill them. Now imagine at this time the mother of Musa alayhi salam, she was blessed with a baby boy, Musa alayhi salam. Imagine the thought going through her mind. Imagine the distress, the anxiety, the fear, the grief in her heart, that she now has to make a life-saving decision for her child. You know, when a mother goes through pain for her child, only mothers realize this. When the son or the daughter, they go out of the house and they come back late, how the mother is worried until they return. When something happens to the child, they have a loss of a job or they have an illness, how the mother is rushing around just to look after their needs. This is the heart of a mother. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala describes this heart. He says, وَأَصْبَهَ فُؤَادُ أُمِّ مُوسَى فَارِغًا. That Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says regarding her heart that it was an inflamed heart. And it became void of all thoughts except the thought of her son and how she is going to save him. And this example goes for all of us who go through traumatizing experiences in our lives. We may have difficulties in our family. We may lose our parents. Children know how difficult it is to lose a parent. When a parent loses a child, this is one of the greatest tests that can befall a parent. That the child goes to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala before the parent. So we have many traumatizing experiences in our life. We may have a loss of job. We may have a sickness. We may have children that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us who have special needs. These are all tests from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is testing us to see how we're going to respond into this test. And how we're going to come close to Allah, whether we're going to come close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala or whether we're going to complain. Usually when people are inflicted with illnesses, we see many a time when people are in the hospital, they are busy doing the dhikr. Subhanallah, alhamdulillah, Allahu Akbar, astaghfirullah. Whenever somebody comes to see them, they say, oh brother, sister, please ask for forgiveness for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for me. Make dua for me. So imagine Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sometimes puts us in this state for just a few days, and how much we shift to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Imagine if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala thought, my servants, just for a short period of time I gave them an illness, and look at their shift towards me. What about if I gave them an illness for the rest of their life? Imagine how much they would come closer to me. So during this time, the mother of Musa alayhi salam, she has a concern for her child. And she's got two options. She either puts her child into a wooden basket. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala inspires her to put her child into a wooden basket into the river Nile. Or she waits for the soldiers to come and kill her child. Imagine the thoughts that must be going through her mind. Is this basket even waterproof? What about if the current tips over the basket? What about if any sea creature comes and eats the baby? So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَأَصْبَحَ فُؤَادُ أُمِّ مُوسَى فَارِغًا, that her heart became void of every thought apart from the thought of Musa alayhi salam. إِن كَادَتْ لَتُبْدِي بِهِ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says she was very close to revealing her secret. وَإِن كَادَتْ لَتُبْدِي بِهِ لَوْلَا أَرَبَطْنَا عَلَى قَلْبِهَا لِتَكُونَ مِنَ الْمُؤْمِنِينَ. But we strengthened her heart. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in this verse, He uses two words for heart. The first word He uses is fu'ad. Fu'ad is like an inflamed heart. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, لَوْلَا أَرَبَطْنَا عَلَى قَلْبِهَا, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala brought her heart into a normal state. And He brought it into a normal state and He made her firm so she could be of the believers. So from this story, what do we learn? That for a believer, when we go through traumatizing experiences in our lives, when we sometimes are emotionally scarred, remember Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala can intervene and He can change our situation. And inshallah He will change our situation. Because this is the difference between a believer and a person who is not from the family of La ilaha illallah. Because usually the people who are not from the family of La ilaha illallah, that's it, right? There's no hope for them. They turn to antidepressants, they turn to drugs, they turn to drinking, some of them turn to committing suicide. And shaitan, this is the time that shaitan plays on the emotion of the people. Oh, you know what? You've lost everything in your life. You might as well go away with a bang. But for the believer, there is a hope. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will change your situation. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he mentions in a hadith, that's no distress, no hurt, no sorrow, no anxiety. Even a prick of a small thorn, when it pricks you. This is a small pinch that you're going to get from the prick of a thorn. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will wipe away some sins of yours just for this. So this is a verse of great hope for the believers. That Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is with us. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows our condition. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the changer of hearts. He strengthens our hearts to deal with these conditions. So we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give us the ability to learn from these stories. You know, sometimes we just hear, oh, Musa alayhi salam's mother, she put him in a basket in the water and that was it. No. Really understand the situation. If you were in this situation as a mother or a father, how would you feel? What thought processes will be going through your mind? And try and live that story. So this way, inshallah, we'll be able to understand and derive more benefit from the stories. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give us the ability to act on what has been said. Wa akhiru da'wana.